X49 is a bodyweight workout with 3 main goals. We are going to do advanced core and cardio training. We're going to mobilize the ankles, the hips, and improve our gait. And we're also going to bulletproof the Achilles, the spine, and the shoulders. Now, you'll be done in 20 minutes, but first I have to show you what to do. Let go! As a longtime Green Bay Packers fan from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I was really saddened to see the GOAT, possibly, maybe not the GOAT, some of you might think Tom Brady, of quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, rupture his Achilles in his new look Jets uniform. I wish him a speedy recovery. And it just reminded me that all people are at risk of this injury, particularly men over 35. You've developed a level of stiffness and you don't have the same resilience, sponginess, or elasticity in those tissues that you used to when you were young. So you're primed for this injury. In fact, I saw someone about 10 years ago, I was playing pickup basketball. He went to step to catch a bounce pass, ruptured his Achilles. And what's so dangerous about this is not just the fact that this is a historically terrible injury to heal from, especially as you get older. It really changes your long-term fitness future. The real scary thing is what happens because of it. Typically, as you lose that stiffness and resilience in the Achilles, people that rehabilitate this injury, they always tend to end up with knee pain. So this is such an important thing I wanted to talk about before we get into the workout. EHO, every hour on the hour. What can you add to your daily mobility practice to make you more resilient and less risky for injuries like this? So it's simple. Stand on a slant board with your toes elevated. You want to accumulate 5 to 10 minutes total per day. And you can do this 1 to 2 minutes at a time, or on your workday 9 to 5, every hour on the hour, you can stand on it. And what's so great about this is I can do what? Anything. Text, email, take a phone call, watch TV, socialize. Why not? Bring this with you to the party, okay? People can jump on and have some fun. It can start with 2 legs. It can progress to 1, and it can be static or it can be dynamic. We've done this drill before where we really kind of pre-stretch and get a nice forward lean on there, and we add some ballistic mobility demands to it, or plyometric mobility, putting that under stretch at heavier loads before we go into more demanding movements in athletic sports, particularly court sports. Quarter field sports are where these types of injuries are most common, but it can happen to anyone stepping off a curb. So you gotta keep these babies under stretch, and you can add movement. I also like to kind of even do some bouncing with the knees bent, shift to one side, over to the side there. There's really no right or wrong way. And if they're really stiff and tight, the best way to go into this is to warm those, at least from mid shin down or knee down, particularly this area here, in a bucket of warm water or a hot tub or a bath for at least 2 to 5 minutes. Then you come in here so they're ready to go. You can get more motion more quickly and get more mobility benefits. Heat plus mobility is always the winning formula. So again, make this part of your daily practice. A portable slant board like this is great because you can take it with you to the gym, to the office, and just make it part of your practice, because this whole workout coming up is designed to really fortify the Achilles. But if you find it's really stiff and tight, you've got to do the off-day work. All right, let's get into it. 60, 60, 60 calf stack. 3 bodyweight calf movements in a row, back to back to back for a minute each. And we're going to go in this flow here. So you can be against the wall, it can be against the power rack, you need a little bit of self-assistance or support as needed. I'm going to start and try to get a little bit of a lean here without unloading my body weight too much, all right? So I'm not totally vertical. I want to get a slight forward lean to really pre-stretch that area to the max. And I'm going to exhale up and really push and drive through the big toe, maximum contraction at the top. This is not a speed drill. This is a range of motion and maximum contraction drill at the top and stretch at the bottom. 1 minute here. Don't worry about counting reps. Just get as much of a contraction and stretch as you can. From there, the next minute, we go from standing or slight forward lean calf raises to the donkey or the hinge. So these first 2 moves are really more about the gastrocs, gastrocnemius muscle, the upper calf. All right, same thing, really stretch, push through. 3rd minute, you try to get as much of a forward knee position as you can and as deep of a bend in the knees as you can. So it's not only gonna really move now to the soleus or the lower calf area, but it's also gonna really help warm up the knees and target the lower quads isometrically. All right, and the beauty of this, because it's 3 minutes of nonstop work, the extended time under tension, we're really stretching the ankle joint. We are adding fortification and resilience to the Achilles, and we're building the lower and upper calves. So great way to start any workout that is gonna have a high demand to the ankle joint, or to warm up for a running court sport performance. 90-90 shin stack. We're gonna do 90 seconds standing variation, 90 seconds seated back to back, trying to really strengthen the shin muscles, prevent shin splints, and also, again, mobilize that ankle joint. So here's one option, and I'm on a slant board here, and I have kind of a back support here for my upper body. And again, you're just trying to start in a stretch, exhale up, squeeze the shins as hard as you can, inhale down, and make sure to plantar flex or get those toes down as far as you can to get the range of motion we're looking for. Again, don't go fast on this. We're trying to really get big stretch at the bottom and maximum contraction at the top. Squeeze the glutes and the quads so that we're straight legged and we're not bowing at the lower back, all right? The other option is you go against a wall, and what's great about this is that the closer you are to the wall, the easier it is. The further you are from the wall, the harder it is. And all I do is come back, big stretch, come back, all right? 90 seconds of that. Now we do the seated version. I also love this drill. You can take this at your work desk, and what we do here is now with the knees bent. So again, changes the stimulus. Will also help with your squatting mechanics, because again, what does this mimic? Squatting position. So what I'm gonna do is press through, and then pull back. Exhale, then inhale. And again, really pull back as far as you can. Shifts more to the soleus here. And then it's really difficult from a seated position to pull the toes back. But what this will do is it'll help tremendously with your squat mobility, because it's gonna teach those shin muscles to help pull you forward more so you can flex more at the ankle, get more forward knee drive, and stay taller up top on your squatting mechanics. So great sequence here, pumps a lot of blood to the region. Again, this can also be added to any sort of seated position, watching TV, a big game for a couple hours, commercial breaks, hit it up. Every hour on the hour at your desk, hit it up. Find a way to fit it into your schedule without carving out extra time to make the most gains in and out of the gym. Skater squats. Now this workout has a lot of skater jumps in it, or if you are working your skater jump in a workout, you've gotta apply this to the technique. It'll help you get lower on your landings to get more hip and thigh recruitment and also more stability as you lower your center of gravity, but it'll also really help with Achilles fortification. Now, there's two ways we're gonna do this in the exact order I'm gonna show. So first, we're gonna do it toes elevated to really emphasize stretching at an extreme joint angle for the ankle. And there's two ways that I like to do this: self-assistance, hands on a wall or on a pole, dip bar, whatever you have access to. And all I'm gonna do is, and again, it's a small range of motion because of the intense stretch that I have from the starting position. So inhale down, exhale up, and then really push all the way through to really get that stretch at the bottom. And over the course of this longer duration work period, I like 1 to 2+ minutes on this. I'm gonna try to get a little more range of motion. And it's gonna try to push you back. So your goal is to try to keep pushing that knee forward as you sink while keeping that heel flat on the ground and keeping the trunk as upright as you can. And again, this is my stiffer side, and you'll identify a stiff side. What does that mean? Work it twice as often, twice as long, at a minimum, to fix that imbalance. Now, the other option is I can do kind of the kickstand where I've got this back toe assistance like a kickstand on a bike, and I'm just gonna kind of squat down. And what this mimics is, right, the landing or push-off position of the skater jump. So inhale down, exhale up. Now, after you do both sides, you'll end up going to the heel elevated version, which essentially would mean you're like this without that. So this gives you the stability you need to get more weight to the forefoot, to get more knee forward positioning, more low quad stress as well. So very similar concept. I'm going to use either the self-assisted option with the hands, try to get a little bit lower each rep as I warm up into the movement, or I go kickstand, staying totally upright. And again, I keep trying to, I can bring it all the way down to the box eventually too. But what it does is once you then come away from that and get into your skater jumps, you will feel much more bending in the knees. They'll feel more like they kind of stack like an accordion. So you're less stiff, more bounce, okay? And this will, again, put you in a position where the toe, the foot, the ankle, the knee are bulletproofed for the demands of more plyometric jumping style of activity. So great little flow, toes elevated to heel elevated. It'll set you up for the rest of the workout. Toes elevated, skater iso clamshell. So what we're gonna do here is elevate the toe, get big stretch coming through, hinge at those hips. Okay, I can move this back slightly as well if needed. Get a good active hinge so your back is flat. And then from there, while holding this, again, I can use self-assistance. You can start there with 2, and I'm going to exhale up as far as I can. Dog at a fire hydrant here. Abductors, hip rotators, and also work to get that toe, the back foot up instead of like this. You see that? Get it up, all right? Inhale down, exhale up. Progress to just one hand assistance. Progress further to doing it without assistance. Obviously, the balance demands are much higher as well. So you can go fingertips on the wall too, but we're trying to, again, this will help with your landings. Again, it's mobility, stability, balance, and it will help you slow, controlled movements, set the tone for faster, more explosive movements, not only safety-wise, but enhanced performance. Hit that one today. Last month, we did these on the floor. This month, we progressed by elevating the feet. Go as wide as you need to with the feet here. We're gonna inhale. First, we get to the plank position here, and it's gonna be a single arm transfer. So we start, exhale as you reach it out, keep the hips and shoulders square to the ground. Inhale back, inhale to the floor, transfer to the forearms, same concept. And then exhale back up. You'll do all your reps to one side. The next time you come back to it, you'll be going on the other side. The key is widen out the feet as much as you need, hips and shoulders square to the ground, inhaling down, exhaling up. Major core strength and stability demands here, adding progression with our body weight. So you can also, if you wanted to, add a weight vest to this position or a weight vest to the floor if you didn't have the ability to elevate your feet. The speed skater, a little bit different than the skater jump, right? So wide feet, and you see this, right? Exhale across, inhale to kind of pause, reset, and change direction. Just kind of stroking it side to side. I can stay more upright and swing the arms across. You can also kind of hinge more, get a little more glute ham with that pattern like this. But what we're gonna do here is, we're gonna use the slant boards to apply unique training stimulus in different joint angles for max results. And I'm gonna show this first against the wall because part of what I wanna teach you to do is not get that range of motion by bending over too much, all right? Especially if you are active in sport, there's no function when you're in this position. You can't see anything, whether it's boxing, volleyball, basketball, golf, I don't care. Being upright and getting bent in the joints takes time and practice. So the wall actually helps you here. So the toes elevated version. Think of this as plyometric mobility for the ankle joint. The range of motion isn't huge, but you get as wide as you can. I like the slant boards against the wall so they don't move on me at all. And I'm just going to go side to side here. Again, this looks strange, but I don't worry about looks because I have a method behind the madness, and you'll feel this when we get to the more cardiovascular metabolic phase of the workout. You're trying to stay upright, and you can see, what am I trying to do here? I'm putting enhanced stretch and load into the ankle joint. So not only do I get more motion and more power potential from that spring power joint, I reduce the risk of the Achilles injury. I also will take pressure off of my knees. So if you find you have knee pain doing this, it's an indication that you have to work on this on off days. Maybe you're not ready for this type of advanced cardiometabolic workout with plyometric emphasis. So arms can swipe across the body, all right? So that's obviously more of an ankle Achilles stretch. Here, just like we talked about, it's gonna force you, because I can't push my butt back. I've got to stay upright. So I can't maybe go down as low as I want, but we elevate the heels. And the similar concept, exhale across, inhale, pause. And then keep trying to get as upright as you can and just sinking into that position. Now this is more designed about, right, elevate the heel, more forward knee, more low quad growth and stability around that whole knee joint, all right? So you end up getting to the floor, and now you have a more mobile ankle joint, a more fortified knee. You can develop more speed and explosive power without pain. That's what it's all about. So you can see, you can still do these drills away from the wall. That's fine. And again, the wider you move them out, the bigger the challenge in terms of when you push off side to side. So it's abductor pushing off, but it's also groin stretch, and you're kind of pushing and pulling side to side while you do this with the goal of staying as upright as you can at the trunk. If the goal is more quad stress, hinging, again, hits more glute and ham. Both have their purpose depending on the goal. The lateral push-up, one of the most underrated, underutilized push-up variations. All we're doing, you get into a side plank on both hands. Now you can do this with your hands on the floor. I'm going with fingers elevated to get more wrist stretch and extend the range of motion so my chest can pass further. You can also elevate on a box or step to make it easier and or just hold the plank. But let's just start, so you can, the best way to kind of get into this position is get into a regular push-up, and then all I want you to do is just keep the hands where they are, get flat like this with the feet. So you're getting into a side plank, you're keeping the hips up. And what this does is, the only motion I can do is through my thoracic spine, T-spine, or upper back. And it really loads up the obliques, the shoulders. Inhale down, exhale up. I can also just hold the plank and push away and feel that stretch. The more I can move through my upper back, the more overall ability I'm gonna have in all types of rotational sports. Boxing, golfing, baseball, tennis, racquetball, you name it, right? It also makes it so your lower back is safer, because when you can't move through your upper back, you tend to over-rotate to your lower back or your lumbar spine, and that's bad news. So again, very challenging exercise. Maybe you only get a couple reps. Okay, that's where we start. You can also modify by doing this from a bent knee, short lever side plank position. All right, if you don't elevate the hands, you've got to start applying all the knowledge. You know this, you just don't realize how much you know. Uncle Baby's showing you so much. Apply the knowledge. Practicality, baby. And I love this exercise. So again, stretch the upper back, strengthen the obliques, and it also gives a really nice, look, check this out right here when I'm at the bottom. See that chest stretch? I'm really loading up this trail side. That pec, it's maximally stretched. It's almost like a self-assisted single arm variation too. And even just holding this for time, but advanced movement. But what's the point? What's the point if things don't get tougher? Every challenge you take on unlocks the next challenge. And before you know it, you can't be stopped. 4-minute HIIT, H-I-I-T, high intensity interval training, Tabata style, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off finisher with a skater jump variation. 20 seconds, maximal effort, 10-second rest, 8 total rounds of that for a 4-minute finisher. And again, you've got to earn the right to do this style of training with this level of intensity, not only so you don't hurt yourself, but you have to build the necessary foundation so you can actually do this at a fast enough pace to get the cardiometabolic response we're looking for. So you've got 2 options here, and actually you've got a ton of options, but basically you can mix between doing a classic skater jump, exhale on the jump, inhale on the landing, swipe across the body, and we're going max effort. We've warmed you up to get to this point. I can also mix and match any of our skater jump variations using the slant board or otherwise. Okay, I would obviously switch sides if it came back to it, but we can do the skater jump or the speed skater, where I am either more tall upright for more quad or more hinge for more glute ham. You can mix and match that too. And all I'm doing here is I'm doing an aggressive pushing, and pulling. So abductors push, groin muscles pull. And I'm swiping across, more upright, more glute ham hinge. Really great stretch for the groin as well. So I could do skater jump, 20 on, 10 off, speed skater, 20 on, 10 off. I can apply slant boards or just go straight floor. It's totally up to you, but you gotta push hard. Every 20 seconds, focus on your breath, push the pace, and finish this workout strong. Make your post-workout report in the comment section below. You have worked your ass off to get to this point. Now, let's really test our cardiometabolic capacity, put those breathing muscles that you've been working all year to the test, put those joints we've been bulletproofing all year to the test, and let's melt some serious fat. Get after it right now.
Go.
Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest.
Go.
Halfway. Rest.
Go.
Halfway. Rest.
Go.
Halfway. Rest.
Go.
Rest.
Go.
Rest.
Go.
Rest.
Go.
Rest.
half weight.
Rest.
Go.
Rest.
Go.
Rest.
Go.
Rest.